13 Signs Astrology YouTube channel. As always, your master of ceremony. My name is Imhotep. Man, it's not that Imhotep is just so oppressed, or Imhotep is just some fucking hypocrite, or Imhotep is just, you know, this person that just needs this extra love and attention and things of that nature. It's not that. It's not that. It's the reason why I'm in this situation right now is because of the fact that I'm just not willing to give in. I'm just not willing to give in. I'm just not willing to adapt to certain environments that I find myself in these days. And with that, comes a little bit of drama, because there are certain people that are like, or certain forces even, that if you don't adapt to its surroundings or to its environment, it will come out and attack you. And that's kind of like what I've been kind of going through. There's certain occult forces that are secret and hidden, but they come and they manifest in the form of people, in situations and things and events. So when you see me, like, basically I'm keeping it real. Like, Imhotep is going through a lot of struggles, but it's a free will choice, because people get it twisted and they see, you know, they see me up here dropping these videos, and they like, well, you're supposed to be, you know, like this self-help teacher and enlightened, and you're not supposed to really be, not that you're not supposed to be struggling, but you're supposed to be more of an example of what it looks like not to struggle, since you're in a position of being able to be free and teach people. And I'm like, what you don't understand is that it's a free will choice. Even teaching people, it's a free will choice. It's a free will choice to say, well, whether I'm gonna just teach people of my own independent spirit, my own free will, based upon my own tedious research, and I'm gonna sacrifice all of my time and my whole life to teach and to guide and to inspire, versus I'm just gonna teach for a check, or I'm just gonna take this higher life script, or this little teaching, or this little lesson plan, or this little lecture series because somebody paid me to do it, and I'm gonna make it sound real good, and I'm gonna make it sound real eloquent, and it's gonna be like what people like to hear, and it's gonna attract a lot of people and get a lot of people's attention. And it's like, yeah, I can do that, but why? Why would I do something like that? Not that it's negative or evil or anything like that, but why would I compromise this amazing higher life purpose and vision that I see and have, not only for myself, but for, you know, those that travel with me, if I decide to keep moving? And not only that, but how much am I really worth if I'm totally free to teach, inspire, and educate, and to help and to guide not only my YouTube followers, but those people that I help off of YouTube with this information? How much is that really worth? How much am I really worth, versus me taking a check for, say, $20,000 to do a lecture series for 3 or 4 days? And now, yeah, I'm worth $20,000 worth of notes now, versus me being really like a channel, an unlimited amount of just knowledge, wisdom, and resource. And not only that, it's not that, but what would really make you rich and wealthy is the fact that you have an unlimited amount of time to just give this knowledge. And the only requirement that you make with yourself and with the universe is that you're going to constantly give it your all to take in as much knowledge and to submit yourself to as much occult study and information as possible. That's the only prerequisite to having the ability to be free and as wealthy as you want to be to teach this knowledge. And that's basically what the offer that was first given to me that I didn't even really know about, and that's what this video is going to be about. But That's what the offer, that's the offer that was given to me by my ancestors in the universe when I first did this ritual. I'd say about going on 8 years ago. Yeah, going on 8 years ago, that I didn't know now, that had a lot to do with the letter Z. That had a lot to do with the letter Z, but at the time I was knowledgeable. I was knowledgeable of numerology and letters, and how letters have certain energetic numerical vibrations. Like each letter has a certain, or maybe 1 or 2 or 3 different numbers that it resonates with. I was knowledgeable at all that, but for some reason, when I did the Ziku ritual, which is what I'm speaking of, which I have a video speaking on that, for some reason when I did the Ziku ritual, I just overlooked the letter Z. Totally overlooked the fact that that letter was really the deepest part of that ritual, and I didn't look at that letter. I didn't really look at that aspect. I was looking at the name and what it, of course I researched the name Ziku and what it meant and all of that, and I got a video talking about that. That's not really what I want to focus on, because I really want to go and finish out the Belzoni's chamber videos, but I have to talk about the letter Z. It's so important because the letter Z is really the occult force that even myself am striving to master at this time. When you think about the letter Z, you think about, most people think about stagnation, nothingness, 0 point, zombieism. You at your, when people think about the letter Z, this is what they normally associate it with, sleep. When you sleep, people use the letter Z as a symbol to denote you snoring when you sleep. But the letter Z, however, I shouldn't say but in addition to all of that, the letter Z is really deep. It's the 26th letter of the alphabet, and it really represents death. Connecting with, not just death, but death connecting with life. And really, in reality, Z, the letter Z is God. The letter Z is what we fear. Believe it or not. When you say fear God or we fear God, Z is what we fear. We all fear 0. And this is what I'm going to get into in a minute. So we all fear 0. We all fear nothingness. We all fear losing it all. That's 0. No matter how you can say, no, I don't, but you do. When it rains outside, you put on clothes. You put on extra clothes to cover certain compartments or certain components on your body, or certain clothing items that you don't want to get wet. Because we all fear losing, or having to lose something or let go of something. This is 0. We run from death. We cry about death. We mourn death. We don't want to think about death. We block it out because it represents 0. And 0 is important in the occult. And it's really the final stage when you talk about the astral pyramid. It's the first stage. I'll say this. It's actually the first and the last stage when it comes to connecting with Belzoni's chamber, or connecting with a lower or higher occult force. What do I mean by that? When you're born, this is your beginning. However, this is a form of 0, because you're starting from nothing. At that point, when you first come out, or when your head breaks through the womb, and that first point where light touches your body, this is 0 point, emerging into the 1. So this is 0 point going into beginning, or as you're unfolding. And as you unfold and live life, you go through various stages and levels of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, different degrees. But everything starts from 0. And when you die, or death, Same thing, you go back to your 0 point. But 0 is a deep number. 0 is actually a number that you can get extremely wealthy from, believe it or not, if it's mastered. See, the reason why 0 is so powerful and dark and feared is because of the fact that it's not understood what it really is. So I always tell people, if you want to understand anything in this world, everything starts with a symbol. Everything that we talk about, everything that we hear, touch, look at, is all a part of a symbol. And 0 is no different, or Z. We'll call it Z. And the symbol for Z is 2 horizontal lines connecting and a diagonal line connecting these 2 horizontal lines. One horizontal line being at the bottom representing the root or the source or God, the higher, the lower aspect of God, or the devil, depending on how you look at it. But source. See, this is truly God. To understand God, you have to understand Z. So the horizontal line on the bottom represents source. Very important. The one on the top represents ascension or descension. But it represents consciousness coming down, or one gaining knowledge and gaining consciousness and elevating oneself or to a higher level. So the horizontal line represents the heights or the depths that you can achieve through the letter Z, and the diagonal point represents a deep lesson, actually, because this represents death. This is the death aspect of it, because the diagonal point represents not just death, but a sudden death. See, the diagonal symbol represents sudden. Something happens suddenly, or something happening that you didn't plan for. See, that's the diagonal point. It's the mysterious or the unpredictable aspect of life. Something that you just didn't plan for, you didn't see coming. And that's 0. That diagonal point is very important because that represents the point of, if you were pushed, and say for instance you were pushed and that push led to your death. That push led to your death, and you tripped over something when you were pushed, and you eventually cracked your head and you died. And of course we'll say the universe forbid that this happens to anyone, you know, that's watching this video, and this is not for that. So I would neutralize any type of negative energy that I'm speaking of. This is just an example. And I'm doing this as a ritual so that those that are watching will be protected. Nobody's going to die from watching this. But I'm just saying, say for instance that happened, and that push led to someone's death. That diagonal point, if you die from being pushed, this means that at some point your death is going to be predicated upon you losing your balance and falling, essentially. So 0 represents the fall of man or woman. Very important. However, when you go into meditation in different states, you can begin to see these energies of falling and these energies of things happening unexpectedly and suddenly. These different scenarios are all encrypted into the universe, right? So basically what I mean by that is that all of these scenarios, these sudden scenarios, are all still playing themselves out on the universe. And this is all based on the letter Z, right? And it's also with the number Z, the numerical component too. I can talk about that, or the 0 point. And I'll talk about that in a second, which represents source again, but I'll talk about that in a minute, which is the numerical aspect of it. We're talking about the letter aspect right now. So all of that is encrypted into the universe and is written into the universe, right? And you are able to, whether you want to or not, at different times, you can fall into these different scenarios, and they're portals. And this is how unexpected things happen. And sometimes it can be positive. This is how you find unexpected things, or this is how you end up going the wrong way and then end up finding something better going that way. Say for instance, you driving somewhere, you're like, shit, I just went the wrong way, but then you find out that that way that you went led you to something better that you wasn't even planning for. This is tapping into Z, 0 point. And to be a master occultist, if you are to master the occult, this is what I'm going through now. If you are to become an adept in any occult circle, I don't care if you study Egyptology, if you're studying Hinduism, I don't care if you're studying Sufism, whatever you're studying when it comes to the occult, Zoroastrianism, which deals with the letter Z, which is something very important I may do videos on. I don't care what you're studying, you're going to have to go through and master the Z, the letter Z. And you're going to have to master it from a perspective of not just the sudden things that happen, but being able to master it from the numerical aspect, or the 0 point, which represents nothing, or the cipher, the 0. And this represents nothing. This represents, at some point in your life, you're going to have to write down a list of goals, right? You're going to have to write down a list of goals. And in those list of goals, you're going to have to write down as many of them as you can that's going to cover your whole life, things that you want. So say, for instance, right now, you eat meat every day. But you really want to eat all vegetarian food, but you can't afford it. You want to write down goals like that, a list of goals and things that you want to accomplish. And at some point in your life, if you really want to become a true occult master, and to become an adept at the occult and a master at any occult science, you're going to have to master nothing. You're going to have to let go of everything that you have, literally. Let go of everything that you have. And I'm not saying to do this or not to do this. I'm just saying for those that are on that path. Mind you, this is free will. You're going to have to let go of everything that you have and get everything that you want within a certain time allotment or time measurement. Meaning that, say for instance, you write down a list of 20 goals that you want that's going to cover your life for the rest of your life. Like life goals. Like, I want this big house. Life goals. Like what they taught in The Secret that they put out about 10 years ago. This doctrine called The Secret. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But you want to write down 10 goals or whatever, 20 or however many. You want to let go of everything and then get those goals. If you can do that, you've mastered Z. You have mastered death, and now you've moved into a form of resurrection or transformation. And now you've moved into infinity. See, Z is covered by the number 6. The 26th letter of the alphabet, but it's really locked into the number 6. And to master that, because it's tied into the yin and yang energy, which is the 6 and the 9, or the positive and negative energy. And to master that, you're going to have to master Z. Now, Z, believe it or not, in ancient culture, it doesn't go back as far as you think it does. Believe it or not, the Z comes from the S. Because when you went through the school, see, eventually I plan on doing this. I'm going to, once I get some support, because I'm going through my 0 ritual right now. And once I get some support, we were blessed to get some support with this phone. We thank the Empress for helping us with that. But so I can put this video out. That's why I haven't been doing videos, because I don't have a lot of equipment. But once I get some support, I'm going to put out degrees. I'm going to start teaching on degrees in relation to astrology and put out courses. You're going to be able to go through, just like the Freemasons walk you through the different degrees of Freemasonry, whether it's 33 or 72 or whatever it is. We're going to walk you through the 26 degrees of the numerical code, or the alphabetical code, and then the 10 degrees of the numerical code. I'm going into different levels of that. And it's going to be a lesson format that's going to be available through a self-initiation. And at some point, I don't know if it's going to be 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. We were just working on it. The Imhotep, like I said, when I did the Ziku ritual, I didn't realize it was going to lead me to all of this, man. It's so deep. I got so much information to share with you guys over the next, couple of years or whatever, but I just didn't realize it was going to open up all of this. So, like, I had to go into a 0 point ritual that started about 3 months ago, and I'm still going through it. It's like an 8 adept chamber ritual, and shout out to the sheiks and different people that are helping me on the astral realm with that. These are physical people now that are really walking this planet, that are helping me do an initiation on the astral realm. It's so deep. And they know it's physical. Like we've built on the physical in real life, but we started this on the astral realm. Can you believe that? Like this started without me meeting these people, and eventually I met these people in real life. And it's a few different people. Shout out to those people, but so they offered me, they gave me the leeway. They're like, yeah, man, go ahead and drop some of the information that you're learning through these rituals for some of the people, the students that you have. Like, you know, that's a part of your allotment or your assignment, your lot in life. So that's what I'm going to be doing, because in order for you to connect with Belzoni's chamber and to connect with these different, because basically what you're doing is you're making yourself into an altar, really, essentially. And once you build up enough chi and enough kundalini and enough force, you'll be able to attract anything you want within any time period that you assign to it, as long as you believe in it and as long as you follow through with the ritual that you set up to attract this thing. So with the rituals that I'm going to give you, with the Z ritual, like what we talking about with Z and the different alphabetical rituals, is going to teach you how to set up rituals to attract different things that we need in the matrix that correspond to different symbols, whether they numbers or letters or whatever they be, whatever they may be. So that's what we're going to be going into. That's the lesson plan that we started 2 years ago with the astral pyramid. So you see, I mean, I'm dropping the information. You like, it's taking you long though, but it's like, this is an initiation. Like I told you, once I started this set of videos that I'm on, that I've been on, you notice I haven't let no razor touch my hair or nothing, you know. And once I finish that, I'm going to go into a different phase, because I'm working on getting into a movie and all kind of different stuff. So it's looking like it's bad, but it's not. You'll be able to attract anything you want. You'll be able to attract anything. It's just like me. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I attracted so far from doing this ritual. Mind you, I have nothing, but I attracted a contract that I went ahead and signed off on that's worth over $500,000. Just from doing this ritual, just from doing it. So you're saying, so what have you accomplished? Because people, they want to know results. So I attracted a contract, me and some other people here locally where I'm working at, and it's going to turn, now it's becoming national, attracted something that's worth over $500,000 that I'm a part of, that I got a pie in. You know, that I'm going to be able to, you know, lead to the young star seeds out there over time. So I don't think the movement is not progressing. It is. And this all came from the letter Z, or the numerical 0, which represents the source. So eventually what you do is see Z, what Z really is a connection to any time zone or any dimension at any time that you want. And you can build a portal and be able to connect with that time zone and that dimension and pull out and extract any type of information you want. So it's not just about money. You can get money through, like I've attracted money, but I'm talking about information about things that happened on this planet 100 years ago. How do you think the Native Americans got so much research? And how do you think they connected and got so much data to be able to tell you about how things happen on this planet? From connecting from nothingness. From letting go of everything and then gaining back and getting everything. From saying that I'm poor and then one day becoming rich. So that's the first degree to the letter Z. I want to talk about more as time permits me, but like I've been getting attacked. Like I said, I'm master. It's a dark aspect to it too. And Zero attacked me. Z attacked me several times. I was attacked by Z. And I mean, I'm talking about destroying my devices, attacking me with my health, attacking me with my mindset. I mean, on so many different levels, because when you, the bigger your goal is, the deeper it falls, and like the more you're going to be attacked. So I hope to go ahead and put this up, man. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down. I hope to get this up ASAP, man. Thank you for listening and watching. If it gets up and everything goes right, and I can figure out a way to get somewhere to store this information, I'm going to go ahead and start putting out more videos. But we need to, you know, we're just going through certain situations right now. Like, you know, like I want to do readings and stuff like that for people, but we need to get more equipment, and just, I need to really get a little more support physically, because I'm in dealing with Z. Like, I'm not dealing with banks anymore. Like, I only accept cash. So it's like, I got to attract you. So it's like, I'm not even asking people that's listening to this video for money. I can't. So you say, you're just doing this for money. I can't do it for money. I'm not just doing this for money. You know why I can't do that? Because I can't even ask. In this ritual, I got so many restrictions on me that I can't even ask people for money through banks. I'm not allowed to do that. I'm so deep into the sovereignty thing or whatever, and I can talk about that more. So the only way I can get support is physically. So all I can say is if you watch my videos and you know how to catch me, you know, like, you know how to catch me out here. Eventually I'll reveal more of where I'm at, but, you know, send me some support, man, some kind of way. That's all I can say. Eventually I'll leave an address. Maybe you can send me some equipment so we can shoot more videos to make it more feasible. But I'm not asking for anything, but I'm just saying that's just some ideas, because some people, they want the information, they care, but they like, you ain't putting it out fast enough, and I need it, man. But I'm just letting you know that's just what's going on. So like, if you see me through this ritual, I've seen a lot of people, man. I've seen thousands of people, man. So I know you like, well, how I'm gonna see you, man? You'll be surprised. I've met thousands of you guys, man. So I thank you for your support. I'm gonna go ahead and shut down. I'm gonna come back up with part 2 of Bells on These Chamber next. So master that Z. Hotep.